This Read 180 topic is made possible by a grant from
Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Celebrating the joy of kids growing through interaction.
And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the annual financial support of viewers like you.
Some mysteries have been investigated by historians for centuries, even thousands of years, but still remain unsolved. So who do you suppose is going to be your escort through the mysteries of time? Well, you guessed it, Ms. Mystery herself, VJ Daniella, who's just been drooling about showing these videos.
Imagine trying to move huge solid stones that weigh nearly 30 tons and are like 3 times my height. Okay if you have big trucks, right? But these stones were moved over 4,000 years ago. How? Now that's a mystery. Watch.
Secrets of Stonehenge.
It is an ancient mystery, Stonehenge. This circle of stones looks very much like it did when it was built over a 1,000-year period, from 2800 BC to 1550 BC in prehistoric Britain. But we still don't know who built it, why, or how. We know the stones were moved from nearly 20 miles away, possibly for ceremonial viewings of the sun. We know some of the stones are as high as a 2-story building and can weigh over 50,000 pounds. So over 4,000 years ago, how could they possibly move them? These people are trying to solve the mystery. Led by scientists, they will try to move a stone using only the primitive tools available then: wood, rope, and animal grease. A replica stone is tied to a platform on wooden tracks, and they pull. To get it into the ground, they place a counterweight, then pull until it topples. It works. But is this really how it was built? No one is certain, nor do they know why it was built, or who did it. We can investigate and construct scenarios, but we still have many questions. Most of what we want to know about Stonehenge, who, why, how, may always remain a mystery. About the same time Stonehenge was being built in England, on this side of the world in Central America and Mexico, an amazing civilization was being born. These people were really smart and developed a really advanced society. And then it collapsed. Huh? Really? Watch.
Mayan mystery.
Deep in the heart of the Yucatan Peninsula lies an archaeological mystery. The lost kingdom of the Maya. Why did this very advanced civilization nearly disappear? Over 1,200 years ago, the Mayan Empire was an amazingly advanced culture. They built over 100 cities with millions of people. They painted, they sculpted, they wrote books on paper, developed mathematics, even predicted eclipses. Amazing architects, they built temples within temples that are still being uncovered. They invented a written language of pictures, hieroglyphics, and with it they carved their history in stone. Every stone on this staircase tells a story. They had power, wealth, knowledge, then they abandoned it. Why? Generations of archaeologists have dug through the ruins, they've gathered evidence, and there have been theories. Famine, disease, War, no one has been able to answer the many questions surrounding the Maya. Their story remains one of history's greatest mysteries.
The secrets of how and why Stonehenge was built, as well as what happened to the huge Mayan civilization, have been buried for thousands of years. But this next mystery happened just over 50 years ago, and we still can't solve it. Fasten your seatbelt, because this is a weird one. Watch.
Lost in flight.
Amelia Earhart, the world-famous pilot, disappeared while trying to fly around the world. No one knows exactly what happened.
It will be the first flight, if successful, which approximates the equator.
Her trip began in July 1937 and took just over a month with many stops. The most dangerous part was the final leg, a 2,500-mile flight across the Pacific to Howland Island, a sliver of land about 1.5 miles long. If she missed it, there was nothing nearby but the vast ocean. You'd think she'd be especially careful, but she wasn't. She'd left behind some of her radio equipment, her parachute, even her lucky charm. The Coast Guard had a ship nearby to help her, but Earhart didn't have the right frequency. They could hear her. She could not hear them. Their logs show that she sent 3 messages. The government sent over 60 planes to find her. They found nothing. It seemed there was only one place her plane could have gone, into the ocean. But they didn't find her. Did she really crash? Why did she leave important equipment behind? All that is certain is that Amelia Earhart vanished, and all that remains are the mysteries surrounding her last flight.
Do you really think that some things are just doomed? Well, of course not. That doesn't make sense. But did you know that the company that built the Titanic, the White Star Line, also built 2 other huge ships? And guess what happened to them? Here's the story of one of them.
Titanic's forgotten sister.
The Britannic was built in 1914 in the same shipyard as its famous sister, Titanic. They were the greatest ships the world had ever seen. Luxurious, immense, unsinkable. They were the pride of the White Star Line, and they were doomed. Titanic sank in 1912. Britannic, half-built, was given new safety features that would keep her from Titanic's fate. But they didn't. During World War I, Britannic was called into service to pick up wounded soldiers when either a German torpedo or mine hit it. It lies now 400 feet beneath the surface of the Aegean Sea. Dr. Robert Ballard, the man who discovered the sunken Titanic, is determined to answer the questions that surround Britannic. The Germans should have ignored a hospital ship, but they didn't. Why? Two of Britannic's safety features were special inner skin and very high bulkheads. It should have stayed afloat even with 6 flooded compartments. Why didn't it? In fact, it went down in only 57 minutes, faster than the Titanic. Why? After in-depth exploration of the wreck, even Dr. Ballard and his team don't have the answers. The Great Britannic lies quietly at rest. It will keep its secrets.
Guess what? History Mysteries is history. Good work.